This is the figure of 8 loop knot, and this is the knot that I use when I want to tie a loop, and it's also when I want to tie two pieces of line together. So we're using this thick diameter 0.30 millimeter fluorocarbon, just so that you can see it. So I'm going to tie the loop first. The first thing I'm going to do is just wet the line, and then I'm going to form the loop knot. So bring the two pieces of line together like this. I'll do the loop knot quite big just for so you can see it best. So I've got the two pieces together, and I wrap the loop around my two fingers like that, and then I put my finger in the loop and I rotate it 2 times, and then I get the end of the loop and pull it back through there. So you've almost got that, you can see that figure of 8, or it's like a pair of spectacles. So that's the actual process of tying the knot. Obviously you pull that together, but I'm going to do it once more just so that you can see it. Like anything, tying a knot, once you've got it, it's quick, but it just takes a bit of practice. So I've got the two pieces of line next to each other forming the loop. I'm going to go round the back of my two fingers, trap the line like that with my thumb and my finger, put my finger into the loop, go around 2 times and bring the top of the loop back through, and then I've got the figure of 8. And I'm going to wet that and then gently pull that together, and I think that is the strongest loop knot. So I use that for the ends of my hook lengths when I'm fishing a loop to loop, when I want to tie a loop and make my feeder rigs, my paternoster. It's all the same. You can see that the loop itself and the knot is very straight, so it's not at an angle, and that to me is the best way of tying a loop. Obviously I can make the loop a lot smaller, and I'll wrap the line around my finger rather than 2 fingers in that case. So that's the figure of 8 loop knot. So I'm now going to use the same figure of 8 to tie 2 pieces of line together, and this is what I like to do when I'm tying my hook length to my main line. I'm not fishing loop to loop, I want a very small subtle loop. So basically I'll try to explain that. So I've got the line here that would be to my reel, and then I've got my hook length here. So I'm going to bring the 2 pieces of line together, wet them. I'll wet them because it helps it stick together and also reduces friction when you're tying the knot. So I've got the 2 pieces of line together. Again, I wrap it round my 2 fingers just like before with the loop, put my finger in the loop, rotate it 2 times, and then I bring the main line end and the hook length together as one through that loop. Okay, and there you go, that's the same figure of 8. I'm going to wet it again, pull it together, and there you go, you've got 2 pieces of line joined together. Again, I think that's the strongest knot. It's the strongest knot I've found anyway, and it's very, very neat. So I'll just trim off the ends there. When I'm really fishing finesse, I'll use that knot. So I'll use that when I'm fishing right down to 0.07 millimeter hook lengths. Obviously this is thicker line just for the purposes of showing it on camera, but you can see what a neat knot that is, and that's with 0.30 millimeter fluorocarbon.